So I got my first vessel wherein everybody was Chinese.
Wow.
I was the only Indian third mate. But being only Indian on board ship is a challenge. The vessel was released. We all stayed with the entire crew.
Wow.
We all stayed there and captain was into the custody. And being only Indian, also going and meeting to master who was in custody, taking food for him. This went on for about good 3.5 months, I think.
Can you give some advice to the young cadets right now?
We used to exchange information.
Right, sir.
This is very important, which is kind of missing nowadays.
How did you choose to come into this profession? How was it, sir, like getting into the core of the government's nautical procedures? And
Yes.
how was it? You must remember
Yes,
your time,
yes,
how tough
yes,
sometimes
yes,
it gets.
yes.
How did you manage your finances?
I was fortunate enough, on my cadetship itself, I kept watch for 19 months and right as a third mate.
Welcome back to the KSN show. In today's episode, I have a MMD surveyor who is also the director of a leading shipping company. Plus, he is a captain who got promoted within 10 years. Lots to learn from him. We have also spoken about how to cope up with mental stresses and fatigue and loneliness out at sea. He has given financial advices for young seafarers, and at the end, he's also shared experiences where he was the only Indian on board and how he got stuck in Brazil for 4 months. Stay tuned and don't forget to watch the episode till the end. Captain Amresh, welcome to the KSN show, sir. It's an honor to have you. How are you feeling today, sir?
I'm doing great, Karanvir, and thank you very much for having me on your show.
Sir.
I'm really privileged to be here.
Sir, my honor, sir, my pleasure. Sir, I've been looking at your LinkedIn profile, sir. You're a highly qualified person. You've done so much work for seafarers. But I think people don't know you yet and how your journey has been. So I want to take you back to your first school passing out days, where how did you choose to come into this profession? Because I'm sure at that time it must be like sirf army or doctor or engineer. How did you come into shipping, sir? Yes.
Good question, and I think it will give me an opportunity to go back in my past. So basically, to start with Karanvir, I'm from Madhubani. There is a small village called Narhi, which is around 20 kilometers north from district headquarters. Madhubani is in Bihar, north part of the Bihar. So we have all grown like any village kids. Our schools used to be under the tree.
Right, sir. Right.
And when we used to get next class after passing exams, we used to be like shifted from east to west to north, like that.
Right.
So fifth class, till primary class, it has happened like that. There was, I think, hardly 1 or 2 classrooms over there. And then I moved to my maternal place for better education, which is, again, it was in Madhubani itself. So I did my middle schooling over there. And then high school, went back to, there is a school called MSc High School Loha, which is close to our paternal place.
Right.
So after completing my 10th, which was basically like in village, then I moved to a district headquarters, which is Madhubani, to enroll myself in 11th. In Bihar, those days it used to be ISC, Intermediate in Science. So I had taken mathematics, physics, chemistry, and English. The college name is RK College, Ramakrishna College, Madhubani. It was in 93, 95.
Right.
So did my 10th in 93 and 12th in 95. So after passing out from RK College, which is 10 plus 2, ISC, then I moved to Delhi, which is kind of normal progression in Bihar, you will find.
Okay, sir.
And also those days it was kind of really needed because education system in Bihar was really getting terrible because of the political issues on those days.
Right.
So, and also it is a natural progression. Even now, people from Bihar, you will find mostly after 10th or 12th, they move to Delhi. So I also moved like any other kid.
Right.
Have been very humble beginning, I would say, from a lower middle class family, I would say. And while in school also, when I was in 10th, I used to take some classes, teaching and all. So when I came to Delhi, I got my admission in Ramjas College, which is North Campus.
DU.
DU.
Okay. Okay.
North Campus.
Yes.
Which very few people know.
Yeah. I'm from Delhi, so I know. Ki
Yeah.
wahan
So
pe-
Ramjas College is one of the best college in
Right.
North Campus.
Yes.
So I did get admitted in Ramjas in 96 because but in 95 when I came, the session was already late.
Hmm.
So those days there was also session gap between Bihar and the other locations.
Right, sir.
So Bihar Intermediate Council, when they declared result, I think the admission was already closed in DU. So anyway, we got next year, which basically this 1 year has given me a time to improve and work upon myself. Because
Right,
when
sir.
I came from a village
Yes.
to Delhi,
Yes.
I was totally raw.
Right.
I mean, I could hardly speak Hindi. I could hardly speak English. Mathematics and all, we are really good from the place where we come.
Yes.
It comes naturally.
Right.
But mathematics doesn't have any language,
Right.
it's a number game.
Right.
So, but that 1 year actually, about 6, 7, 8 months, whatever time that I got in Delhi, I did work upon myself. I enrolled myself with some coaching institutions and kind of improved on my communications and the way a student should look,
Right.
Dressing sense and everything. So that has helped. So while in Delhi University, Ramjas College, we in DU the fest is very famous.
Yes, we all know. We've seen Rockstar movie. Because of that, they show all the fests and all.
Yeah, correct. And
Yes.
Ramjas
Yes.
is famous also.
Full of fest, full of fun.
Correct.
I have been there, when I was a very young guy.
Yeah.
We all have that DU aspiration. Go to the fest,
Yeah.
make a girlfriend or something like that. So, so I can understand you.
Correct.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
I was fortunate enough
Yes.
because 12th I did really well. So
Yes.
scores were good enough
Right.
to get into the Ramjas.
Yes.
So I entered myself as a BSc Mathematics Honours in Ramjas College.
Wow.
Yes. So I did about few months, I would say, first year itself. During the fest, I had few friends and whose relatives or their friends were in Merchant Navy.
Oh.
So they came to our fest
Oh, okay.
because for them it was very new,
Yes.
They were on ships.
Yes.
So when they came, they were cadets, some were engine from deck
Right,
side,
right.
some second mates.
Right.
So I was kind of very, excited to meet them, and they were so excited to see our
Yes.
fest and all.
Right.
So it happened like that ki we kind of connected, and then I understood from him ki what is the process, how to go about
Right,
it, what
right.
kind of exams, which are the institutes which takes exams and all. And that since I was already preparing, and it was BSc was though I wanted to do BSc, but it was something professional. If I would have got some professional degree like engineering or some other thing, I would have preferred. So I found this as a professional degree which I can continue and I can grow myself. At the same time, I just said I come from a lower middle class family.
Right.
So that was also in back of my mind because I was also taking classes when I was in DU. So I used to teach for 11th, 12th, 10th
Right, sir.
kids
Right.
while I was in first year. So it was like, fine, if I can get into this, and I understood the entire process, how it goes, what kind of salary it is.
Right.
And what is one thing that has given me say yes immediately was that the promotions were always on your examinations. He said ki if you are good, if you are competent,
Yes.
you finish C times, you
Right,
go
sir.
do your exams, and you
Right.
will be like this. You will be like this. So progression was not limited ki you have to wait for certain amount of time. Let's
Yes.
say 3 years or 5 years or 10 years. Then only
Correct.
you can become captain.
And no politics.
No politics.
Yes. Direct.
Correct.
Yes.
So
According.
it was like you perform.
Yes.
You pass your exams, you
Right.
perform academically, and then you perform on board ship to impress your seniors and your company, and they
Right,
can
sir.
promote you.
Absolutely.
So it was like, true judgment to your potential.
Got it. So more of like an aptitude and
Yes.
competency,
Yes.
rather than the other way of waiting and then
Correct.
going in a different direction.
Correct.
Streamlined.
Streamline, and
Yes, sir.
it was like it all depends upon your effort, how much effort that you would like to put, and how
Right.
quickly you want to grow.
Got it, sir. Got it.
So this was one reason that this is one profession I thought ki yahan pe
Yes.
I can if I am good enough and I
Yes.
can put my
Right.
into the right perspective,
Yes.
I put my efforts,
Yes.
I can grow quite
Right.
fast
Absolutely.
compared to if I go through a natural method ki I will
Yes.
do my BSc, I do MSc,
Correct.
and then like that. Then of course being a Bihari, it was like
Yes.
UPSC was coming in my mind that I should. Then I said, fine, that we will see later. Let us first complete the career aspects. Let us have something in
your backup.
Backup, yeah.
So, in my 9 years of experience, whenever I asked this question that why did you choose, there has never been an answer like this. So you're the first one. I'm very happy to hear this, that you had a different perspective altogether.
Yes.
That's really commendable. And so I think from coming from where you were to where you are now, truly like an inspiration for all of us. Any experience you want to share when you transitioned from Ramjas College to the maritime training? How was that shift? Like any experiences you had, some bad experience or good experience which you would like to share?
Okay.
Something.
So Ramjas, as I said, it was for a very short, but it was a very sweet.
Short.
I got very good friends over there. Still, some of them are still my friends, the batchmates classmates from BSc first year. So when I came, my pre-C college was TS Jawahar, Training Ship Jawahar.
Okay.
It is in Kolaba.
Okay.
It's a Great Eastern Institute of Maritime Studies.
Right.
So the first difference was, as I said, since I got 1 year and 1 year about in Delhi, so that has helped me to kind of polish my language better than what I was about a year back.
Right.
But it's still not enough for Merchant Navy. Because Merchant Navy, English was prominent. Delhi, I could manage with Hindi.
Broken and Hindi.
Yeah, Hindi I could manage. And you will hardly get chance to speak in English. And Ramjas was predominantly a lot of Biharis were there.
Oh, okay. Okay, I didn't know that. Okay.
Ramjas, you have many Bihari cadets, Bihari students.
Yes.
Yeah. So we have like, if you know, Prakash Jha is director.
Prakash Jha, sir.
He's also from Ramjas.
Okay.
Manoj Bajpayee is from Ramjas. So we have plenty of that legacy.
Same, yeah.
So coming back to Mumbai, first day, and I remember Commodore Malia was our head over there, and so he asked us one question the first day when we wore our uniform, the Merchant Navy uniform. What difference you are feeling? Like you are asking, what is so different? So I think the first difference could be that I felt that, and I remember those answers and those sessions because he came for a leadership sessions with cadets. Those days we hardly understood what is leadership. But one thing that he asked, that after wearing this uniform, are you feeling some difference? And that question kind of, yes, there was a difference. Why? Because and our hostel used to be one cadet stadium. So we used to stay in the one cadet stadium. Right, from there, we used to go to Kolaba.
Okay.
So and there were 40 cadets.
Yes.
So when we started to go, or when we, because uniform came, let's say 3-4 days after we got enrollment. So earlier nobody was noticing us, but then now, 4th or 5th day when we all went on the white uniform, everybody was noticing. So first thing that I say, okay, there is something different that we are doing it. Though it's a Merchant Navy, it's a commercial Navy that we will be entering into. Yes. But there is something related with Navy, and there is something with the uniform. So that was the first thing, that when you are wearing a uniform, the responsibility comes automatically. You cannot behave like a rowdy behavior. You have to maintain yourself.
It's like a shift in the mind that you are wearing something which carries lot of weight, right?
Not you have to carry yourself in a way that it should be meant for. You cannot just say what you feel like.
So, slight tweak in this, sir. Now, a lot of people get inspired looking at the uniform only.
Yes.
We'll come to that later, sir. But it's not just about uniform, right? So now, as you said, it's a commercial shipping aspect. But can commercial shipping Merchant Navy guys go into Indian Navy? Or like when they are called? Do you know this?
I mean, I don't know whether it is known as, from seniors what I have heard, it is second line of Navy.
Okay.
That's what we have heard. I think during emergency it can be called upon also.
Okay.
I don't know really if in practically it has ever happened.
Right, sir.
But yes, the training is being given as such that you can definitely go and help them if in need, for sure. Sir, there is always a lot of coordination happens. Even recently you must have seen a lot of rescue operation which takes place in the Indian Ocean and all.
Correct.
There is a huge coordination between Indian Navy vessels and the Merchant Navy.
Right,
so those coordinations comes very naturally. Why? Because you have been trained like that,
Right.
Your training has been like that.
And navigation, suppose navigation is generally the same, right?
In
the channels of Indian coast and all.
Correct.
Okay, makes sense.
So your discipline, your training is like that. So even Navy finds it very, smooth integration.
Smooth integration,
yes.
Right. So, sir, from that cadetship, the very nicely explained, you explained about the uniform and the first day.
Yeah.
I also remember the first day, and it's like your chest comes out.
Yes, you
You're
feel
like,
really privileged. You feel
privileged,
really
yes.
different that day.
Different. It's like a power that comes in.
Yes.
But sir, coming back to from that academy to transitioning into the first cadetship. See, you and I both have gone through that. Can you explain the audience now, how did you feel from that moment you stepped on the gangway for the first time, that feeling, and how it changed your perspective of what you learned and what has now happened?
Okay.
Yes.
Very nice.
Yes.
So I will answer to that, but before that I will say after finishing my pre-sea training, and this is for all those new cadets who are, or even for ratings or TMEs, generally they come to me very often that I'm not getting job. It is too much of delays. There is a lot of waiting and all. So I want to tell this through your show.
Right.
That after I finished my pre-sea training, I think in June or July in '98, and I got my first ship in 17 December 1999.
Wow.
So there was a gap of around 18-19 months.
Yes.
So I want to say this to all those cadets, TMEs, junior officers, whoever is in waiting.
Right, sir.
That do not lose your hope. You will always get your chance.
Right.
You will definitely, and you will succeed.
Right, sir.
This is a moment, which
Momentarily.
you have to, just a momentary period.
Yes.
And this is also in a moment which you can use it for your own benefits.
Right,
you
sir.
can probably complete something which you have not done it in past.
Right.
Or you can learn and become better version of yourself before you join your first ship.
Right, sir.
So, coming back to my first ship, my first ship was MV Orissa, which was basically Sisa Goa, now is Vedanta. Sisa Goa was the owner.
Okay.
And those vessels at that time, it used to do transshipment. 99.
What is transshipment, sir?
Okay.
Yes.
So transshipment, remember Goa is famous for mines and all. No?
Okay.
A lot of iron ores we used to be getting exported from Goa.
Okay.
So Sisa Goa was doing a lot of iron ore exports. So they had their own vessels. Like Sisa Goa, there were other companies also. Chogle had. I think Tempo also had. So I was in MV Orissa. So during the period other than monsoon, in monsoon it is not allowed in India to do the transshipment. Transshipment is between basically like this is one ship,
right?
This is another ship, this is mother vessel, this is daughter vessel. So if any cargo is moving from mother vessel to daughter vessel, will be known as transshipment.
Okay, sir.
So
got it.
It was a Panamax vessel, my first vessel.
Okay.
So generally you will have lesser dimensions than Panamax will come alongside us.
Right.
And this vessel will do the loading into that daughter vessel.
Like a transfer of cargo from one ship to another ship.
So this can happen in two ways. One way is that this mother vessel will either have a storage facility, they will have a store cargo, or a barge will come alongside. So one barge will come alongside here, another vessel is there. So this vessel will take cargo from this barge, and then you will put it in gantry. I mean the gantry can will be there, the conveyor belt will be there, and then through conveyor it will go to this vessel.
Got it.
So it's like that. So that transshipment operation, and it was very new to me because we never heard this kind of thing during the pre-sea training.
Yes.
So very first experience, and it had 3 gantry crane with 30 safe working load, 30 metric ton of safe working load.
Right.
With a conveyor belt and all.
Okay.
It was like a floating factory, I would say.
Understood.
So I was there for about, I think, 4.5 months, and then I was transferred to another vessel, which is Al-Neelam, which was Al-Neelam. And then I think first foreign flight I took from Mumbai, from Goa I came to Mumbai, and then I joined vessel at Suez Canal.
So must be like a heart-sinking feeling, right? I also get. Did you get that? Like now you are going away from your country.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that was at least okay because I was, as I said, it was a transshipment vessel. So apart from your normal seafarers crew, I mean master, chief officer, and all, you also have other gang.
Got it.
Which you can see them, interact with them. So it was not like I am staying on board ship.
Right,
it was more of a different feeling altogether.
Right.
And here I would like to mention about my first chief officer.
Please, sir, please.
Which his name is S. Bala Murli. Okay. Murli sir, if you are hearing it, and I will definitely pass on to him. We are still in touch. He is, I think, in Qatar. I think he's doing his piloting job.
Okay.
So S. Bala Murli, SP Bala Murli, he was my first chief officer.
Yes.
So, as I said, going back from training academy and then having a gap of about 18-19 months. And these 18-19 months, I again went back to my Delhi, started teaching because you have to survive also.
Right, sir, right, yes.
And I had younger brothers and the family to take care of, not exactly everything, but whatever I could contribute. So I went back to Delhi, started teaching again and waiting for the opportunity to kind of get placement. And whenever I used to get time, I used to stay for a month or so in Mumbai, keep going to each company, find job and like that.
Right.
So after the first vessel, I will just tell you one incident story, I would say, because on those days, the sounding, the double bottom tank soundings.
Yes.
So soundings, I'm sure everybody from shipping will know, but it's basically to measure how much water that you have in your tanks.
Correct.
So double bottom tanks generally have about 18, 19, 20 meters of depth. We used to have a 1 meter of rod and then a nylon rope.
Okay.
Marked every 1 meter,
Not even a tape.
No tape.
Oh, okay.
So, and then every morning, that was the first duty a cadet will have.
Yes.
So go and sound all the tanks.
Correct.
And that used to be good 1.5 hour exercise because you have 9 DVs, 5, and I remember still 5 or 7 TSTs were there. Topside tanks, port and starboard.
Right.
So 14 there and about 9 to the 18 DVs. So it used to be a good amount of 1.5 hour exercise early morning. So what happens, you're 19, 20-year-old boy, coming from a place you hardly have done any kind of physical work.
Right.
So your hands and all are very soft,
Yeah, correct.
So those ropes, when it is sliding from your hands, there used to be mark. Okay. And slowly it started bleeding,
Yeah, it gets cut. The surface is getting cut. Yes.
So I went back to my chief officer saying, "Sir, please give me tape."
Yes.
Because I know my engine cadets, they were using tapes to measure their oil.
Engine versus deck.
No, it's not engine versus deck. They were, because they need to have, because they
accurate.
They need to have accurate one. And secondly, they used to put tape, which will give them the color so that they can identify.
Right.
So they cannot use this kind of measurement.
Okay.
So he said, he touched my hand and he said, no, a good cadet should have hard hand. You will not be given any tape. You continue with it.
Yes.
So I said, fine, then you give me some gloves. So no, you use cloth.
Yes.
And then you do it. Anyway, so that was a training, I would say. So this is again why I'm highlighting it to those cadets again that expect some kind of hardship. Because then you learn something which probably you would not have learned otherwise.
Right.
There must be some reason. Now I understand what could have been the reason. At that time I was not competent enough to understand what was the purpose behind it.
Right, sir.
Probably it was to make myself tougher because I was too soft, too bulky maybe. So to understand that no, the shipping life is not that easy. So you need to really become strong little bit. So this is to highlight that particular part.
Because very good you highlighted, because now I get a lot of messages also that they step on the ship and chief mates are generally giving them work, whatever it is. So if they give slightly tough work, the cadets start complaining. So with this message across, it's a very good way of understanding that rough work will be there, definitely. But at the same time, it will be safe and it will be under the guidance of the
he's
chief
monitoring.
Mate. Yes.
Don't ever think that he's not monitoring.
Yes,
though
correct.
he may have said like that,
correct,
but he's definitely monitoring. He's monitoring and he's giving right guidance.
Right.
Here I would like to add one point. When I became chief officer, I added that point.
Yes.
That whenever I was giving a job, of course I was quite flexible and I was not as rigid as I was trained.
Right, sir.
But I was also telling them the purpose behind it.
Wonderful.
I think that was missing in our time, I would say.
I think
it was always like, go and find out. Tell me what you know. Okay, what is this? Suppose a lot of time, what is this? Or do you know about it? Most often we were not knowing.
Right.
Okay, then I would expect, okay, give me some hint and then I will find out. No, go and find out. Which is another way I would say. Now I can say you will find more than what is required.
Right, sir. Right.
If he would have told me, I would have probably been satisfied with what answers he has given.
Yes.
But then go and find out means you will read more. You will, when you are opening some books, you will not only see that. You will also see page before that, page after
Right,
that.
right.
So you're enhancing your knowledge. But
Wonderful.
had it been told,
Yes.
why I am giving you this,
Yes,
why
yes.
I am telling you that you go and find out,
Right.
would have made a lot of other differences. You would not have that guilt in your, I have come to ask something, and instead of telling me the answer, I am being told, no, go and find out. Which I said, it has helped me better. It has helped me to grow probably better than it would have been.
I think.
But what I understood and learned during those cadetship,
Right,
because
sir.
I was about 25 months as a cadet,
Yes.
I utilized those, and I used to write because journals, because I was also part of that the BSc Nautical Science from BITS Pilani
Yes,
kind of
yes,
thing. So
yes.
they used to ask us to write journal.
The TRB?
Yes,
the training-
TRB was one, and
Okay.
then there was journal also,
Oh, okay.
and that journal we used to submit it.
Okay.
And I think Captain Barbe was the head at that time.
Okay.
PS
Right.
Barbe.
Right,
So we
sir.
used to send every month journal whenever next port comes
Right.
in the mail. So that has helped us to grow that habit of writing it. So we used to write every day what has happened, including this key I went for sounding. If it is same thing every day, okay, fine. Write down everything. Again, the purpose of sounding, if it would have been told, probably the chief officer or master or other may have understood, okay, he must be knowing it already, why he's taking sounding. But I don't think everybody at that stage may be knowing it. So there is nothing wrong in saying, okay, do you know why you are being sent to take
Right,
sounding?
Right.
And why it is important, whether it has got some connection with the stability calculation or something to do with cargo calculation. Those relationship was not known. Okay, go and take sounding.
Right, sir.
And sometime mischievous cadet, what they do is that, okay, yesterday also I have taken sounding, today also taken, maybe same. But he doesn't know that maybe chief officer has already ballasted that tank.
Correct.
So now when he will come back and give that figure, chief officer know that he has ballasted that tank. So he will understand this fellow is cheating,
Got it, sir, got it, yes.
So that is again something the cadet should have been told.
Right.
That I have ballasted, you take sounding. So those, again, everybody has a different method of giving training.
Absolutely.
I was like, I will tell everything in advance so
Yes.
that you are more prepared.
Right.
You are more aware of the situation. And that awareness is very important in shipping.
I think, sir, you touched a very important topic of writing. So I think generally also when I see, if you write your thoughts also down, you get much better clarity of where you're headed.
Exactly.
So I think you bridged a very big gap between the training, which is good and bad in both ways, but what is the advantage which you can learn from?
Correct.
And like you said, that you learned that if you just give him a hint that why am I even asking you this, I think motivates also the person that, okay, I'm going to get this thing for him so that the chief mate may get the right cargo calculation. So yeah, I think that's a big learning for me also, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, and it goes on even for third mate, for
Yes,
second
for
mate,
second
for
mate.
chief officer, and even for master, because
Right.
this learning never stops.
Never stops. Right.
It will just keep growing, and your responsibility will also grow. So if it is told that why you are doing it, even as a chief officer, if there is some charter party terms, there is some
Right.
some clauses,
Yes.
which if a chief officer is knowing, he would probably act better than if he is not knowing.
Right, sir. Right.
So those things should be told, and if it's being told, I have always seen in my ships, whenever I have sailed as a master or mates or
Right.
second mate, I used to ensure that whatever is information to me, it is passed to all,
Right.
and I try to get same kind of information
Right, sir.
from seniors, whatever.
So now when you were talking about this, I just had a thought. When you went on the ship as a cadet, how was your how do you get your mindset that time? Because it's the first time you felt isolated also, and you went abroad also for that in Qatar, if I'm not wrong, right?
First flight was to Suez Canal.
Suez
our
Canal, yes.
First, yeah.
Yes. So
Egypt, I think Cairo. Yeah.
Yes,
Cairo
so-
was the airport. Yes.
So generally, everybody will get that feeling, and how much ever we can tell, it will never go away.
No.
But so there was any experience or circumstance where you felt that this is too isolating or this is too depressive, this environment is too lonely, and did you have that, and how did you cope up with it if you had?
Okay. So first thing first, I would say, truly speaking, Al Nilam was my first ship, I would say, because
Okay.
here, as I said, I was not only surrounded by the seafarers, the shipping crowd.
Yes.
Also, there were a lot of the crowd from the loading and discharging operations. So when I first went to Al Nilam Prima, was the vessel Al Nilam. Later on, it became Al Nilam Prima.
Okay.
So joined in Suez Canal, and we were coming to Australia. I think Fremantle was the port we were heading to through Singapore. That was the first time I have kind of experienced living away from the family or living, as you rightly mentioned, a kind of in an environment where you are kind of alone or you are isolated at times. So first experience, yes, you had some seasickness and all that was there. I was fortunate enough to have a very good master. It was an Italian master.
Okay.
I will never forget his name. He was my first master on that vessel. His name was Celuri di Ferdinando.
Okay. Generally, we remember the first master always. Yes.
So, of course, my first master on Orissa also I remember. His name is Captain R. Kamath. He is still there. We are still in touch.
Right.
But foreign vessels, when I joined there, and there was no third mate there.
Okay.
So, when I went there, immediately I was asked to keep a watch, which was 8 to 12 watch, which was master's watch.
Right.
So I used to keep watch with him initially.
Okay.
Because he asked me whether have you kept watch. I said no, because I was coming right from the transshipment vessel, which was kind of a stationary. So I joined there and he was very senior. I think he was around 50 plus at that time. And a very, he used to love me like, he started to love me after a few days like his son. I mean, I developed a very great bonding with him.
Right.
And whatever I learned navigation during that cadet ship, because I stayed there on that vessel for 19 months. Because I wanted to finish sea time at one go.
Wow, 19 months.
19 months, yes, on that particular vessel.
Wow,
Continuously. So I joined in May and I signed off, I think, May 2000. I signed off in January 2002. And February, I started my second MET exams.
Wow. So, like, if we imagine it now, 6-7 months also look like a very big time. Here you said 19 months. So,
again, again, I want to emphasize why 19 months. Because if you remember, my purpose of joining Merchant Navy was to do it as fast as possible. And there was a gap of 19 months where my batchmates and all, they were already on board ship.
Right. Sir.
And I was like, whenever I'll get my chance, I will try to finish in one go. I don't want to join back again as a cadet. That is something which I have given my kind of hint, a kind of seed to my mind, a thought that if I join and whenever I'll join, I will finish my sea time. So I finished 25 months something. I think 24 months was required sea time to appear for second man.
Right.
I finished 25 months at stretch.
Wow.
5 months in Orissa.
Yes.
And 19 months, few days, 25 days in Alilam. So that master has helped me a lot. Coming back to isolation, boredom, frankly speaking, there was no time for even realizing that I am feeling bored. Because the day starts with 8 o'clock watch, so you have to get up early, you have to freshen yourself, have breakfast, go to the bridge, keep your 8 to 12 watch.
Yes.
And after 8 to 12 was 1300 sharp, you have to be on deck for your work.
Right.
Again, you work till about 5 o'clock.
Right.
Take some, little bit of rest and all. 8 o'clock, again, you are going back.
Wow.
So there is basically, I didn't find anything as such, if you ask me frankly, about the boredom. Because we used to be so tired that the moment we go on bed, it is like done. So, and enthusiasm was like that. Okay, I'm learning every day. I'm passing this. Even geographical locations, passing Bab el Mandab or going to Malacca Strait, transiting Singapore for the first time, and then going to Australia. Every day was new
things.
So, and then it went on and on for quite some time. So there was I would say there was not a moment where I really felt any boredom. And it was always like learn, what else I can learn, what else I can learn.
Right.
And here I would like to add here that on that particular vessel in 2000, I remember it was February or March 2000. My vessel was in Fremantle, which is a port near Perth, Western Australia. So we had a chief engineer joining from Singapore. His name is Amir Jaidev. He stays in Nerul only. We are very close.
Okay.
So it was his last ship, and ideally it was my first ship as a cadet.
Yes.
So he was into meditation. So what used to happen is, after some time when captain started to have a trust on me, and when there was open ocean and all, sometime there was a time when I used to be alone on the bridge also, navigating with my AV and all. So chief engineer, he used to come sometime on bridge and open ocean, vessel is on autopilot. And instruction was always from master that if you see one light, call me.
Okay, yes.
So it's like that.
Yes.
So then we started to discuss, and I'm also, from a background, I'm from a Brahmin family. So
Okay.
I used to have a lot of interest in spirituality, religion,
sir.
and all that thing. I used to have that, kind of curiosity about the religion,
Right,
spirituality.
sir. Right.
So we started to develop a bond, and he said, "Okay, you are doing and you have an interest, and I think that you have read also few of the scriptures.
Right.
Why not you try meditation?" I said, "Where?"
Hmm.
He said, "Fine, we have a center in Perth,
Hmm.
and we will take you over there."
Wow.
So normally these vessels have hardly 24 hours of stay, but
Right.
on that particular trip,
Yes.
there was some kind of commercial dispute between owners and charters. Vessel stayed there in Fremantle for about 4-5 days.
Okay.
And he said, "Fine, come with me, I'll take you to Perth." So that is when my journey with meditation started.
Wow.
And that has helped me a lot in not only in the sailing career, also till today. I'm still continuing
sir.
with that.
Wow.
So when I went to Perth Center of
Yes, of the-
Sri Ramchandra Mission, which is
Okay.
now also known as Heartfulness.
Yes.
So I did my first sitting like we are doing it.
Yes,
It's known
yes.
as sitting, wherein the trainer will sit with you
Okay.
and you also sit, close your eyes,
Yes.
and he will say, "Okay, please start meditation."
Right.
So I did meditate. I just closed. I did not do anything. I just
Yes.
closed my eye.
Yes.
After 30 minutes or so, trainer said, "Okay, that's all. You can open your eyes." And he asked me, "Did you felt anything?" I said,
Nothing.
Nothing. Because it was only thoughts and thoughts.
Yes. Yes.
So fine, good. It was your first session. That's why. You have to come tomorrow also. I said, "It is impossible. I'm a cadet."
Yes.
And also there was no third mate, so I have to keep watch also, 6 to
Yes.
12, cargo watch.
Hmm.
So I can't come. So then he said immediately, "Don't worry, where is your ship?"
Hmm.
And it was new to them also because they were from the different. He was a chemical engineer. His
Okay.
name is Satish Menon.
Okay.
So he said, he was in Perth, Australia.
Hmm.
So he said, "Where is your ship?" I said, "Fremantle." "Okay, fair enough. Let me see if I can come there."
Hmm.
And to start this, it's like an initiation. You have to have 3 sessions, 3 sittings
Okay.
consecutively day.
Yes.
So one session I went.
Yes.
Second day I know I will not get my soul
Correct,
because he
correct.
also will not get.
Correct.
So he took the pain. He and his wife, Sujata Menon and Satish Menon,
Wow.
both came down from Perth, diving to Fremantle, and getting into shore passengers not that easy even that time.
Okay. Okay.
And I think 9/11 just
Before.
happened. Yeah, so it was after 9/11.
okay.
So all ISPS was already kind
Yes,
of.
yes, yes.
And Australia and all is not that easy.
Yes.
Anyway, so we managed. The agent helped, and we managed to get his passes.
Yes.
So he drove down both days
Wow.
just to give me that 30-minute session, that 30-minute meditation, knowingly that he may not feel anything else at all, because
Yes,
I
yes.
was not really feeling it.
Correct.
Even then he came back. So that kind of triggered me.
Hmm.
That what is so special and why is he doing? I do not know him. He doesn't know me.
Yes.
We just met through the chief engineer, Jadev.
Yes.
And he took the pain of coming. So there must be something that he's giving him, that initiative, why he's driving down is giving.
Yes.
So that simplicity kind of touched me. I said, "Okay, I will try to continue this meditation." So whatever little bit I understood, then I started reading books, the systems books and all, and I started continuing my practice. And whenever we are coming, and this vessel was on run between Suez to Fremantle. So every month I used to come back.
Okay.
So it became like a routine for 19 odd month.
Wow.
That every month I will come back, I'll go to Perth, I will take sittings.
Yes.
Or if I cannot come, he will come and he will give, or somebody else, some other trainer. So this continued for almost good 19-20 months.
This is like a blessing also, sir.
Yes.
Like they say, a blessing that there is someone who's guiding you all the time.
Yes, yes.
But what would you tell a young boy now, young cadet of male or female, whoever, that how to get into this meditation practice? See, you had someone who held you, right? Nowadays, I think people want to get into meditation, but they don't know how to go about it. Any particular suggestion you have?
Yes. So I conduct a lot of sessions with corporates. So I am
Okay.
now with the same institution, Heartfulness Institution.
Right, sir.
Institution. I am a corporate connect coordinator for entire Mumbai, Maharashtra. Mumbai metropolitan zone.
Wow.
So I reach out to the corporates, or corporate reach out to us.
Yes.
Heartfulness. There is a website called www.heartfulness.com. So they reach out to us. We conduct free of charge, free
Right,
of
sir.
cost
Right.
meditation session across the globe.
Wow.
Across the globe. So they can reach out to, the centers are there. They can go
Right.
back As I said, there's a hard spots. You can
Yes.
go and ask which area you are. You can find the trainers around. Your details will go to the trainers. Trainers
Absolutely.
will contact you, and you can get
Right,
into
sir.
that. Or there is an online sessions also available.
Okay.
There is a app called Hearts app.
Right.
So you can download there and you can do it. But that is fine. That is something which you
Yes.
can do it or anyone can do it.
Yes.
What is more important here is that whether you really want to do it,
Hmm.
whether what is the purpose, whether you
Right.
really want to do it. Somebody
Yes.
and there are many methods available. I
Yes.
mean, so my suggestion always to younger cadets or whoever is, or
Yes.
even for corporates,
Yes.
that not every method is suitable for everyone. So
Yes.
whatever method is suitable for you,
Go for it.
please go for it. For people like us who is in shipping, who is in corporate, heartfulness works wonder. Why? Because you can do it from your home. You don't have to go to anywhere. You can
Right.
write in your drawing room, write on your sofa. I mean, you can just do it on your own for 30 minutes morning. And there is a cleaning session 20 minutes in the evening, and then 10 minutes of prayer at night.
Okay.
There is 3 is everyday routine.
And this can be done on the ship also.
Anywhere.
Anywhere. Right, sir.
It can be done anywhere. So
So-
this 1 hour, if you're giving to yourself, which
Yes.
I have been giving for last, let's say 24 years now.
Wow. Yes.
It has helped and it has worked a wonder for me. And I'm sure there's no reason why it will not work
Right.
wonder for others if
Right.
they do it.
If they do it.
Yeah, it should not, like even if you are going to gym. I mean, your body started to, so only after certain time, like
Some-
6 months or
yes,
1 year.
Absolutely.
But if you start, 3 days and then I will leave, will anything will happen? Nothing. Meditation is also like that.
So can I say this, that because of that meditation practices in that 19 months of that cadetship, it made your life easier relatively from all the hard work which is going on?
Exactly.
It has
and
worked.
that is also answer of one of your question, which is like boredom and loneliness.
Yes.
So boredom and loneliness can be easily eliminated
Yes.
if you are doing this kind of practice, which is meditation is one.
Right.
You can, if you're like jogging, go for
Yes.
jogging, walking, gymming, play games. You will have to find out your way of solution. Nobody can prescribe it for you. You see what is suitable for you.
Right,
So
sir.
for me, it has worked. For someone, dance can work. For someone, music can work. For someone, gym can work.
Some artistic thing, some
Something-
artist.
Yeah, and then
yes.
you need to discuss with your people. Then other thing which I was saying, I used to discuss. The chief engineer used to come.
Yes.
We used to exchange information.
Right, sir.
This is very important, which is kind of missing nowadays. That you are talking to someone which is more superior to you, is giving you better perspective, and is even listening to your idiotic things.
Absolutely, sir.
Right?
Sharing with someone.
So you have to make a friends
Right,
within
sir.
your team,
Right.
outside your team,
Yes.
and you have to have few people in your team like that where you can share everything. When you have this kind of thing, trust me, no loneliness will kill you, no
Nothing.
boredom, nothing will affect you.
So I'm going to come back to meditation and spirituality a little later in this session. I want to ask you, how was the first experience of you coming as an officer?
Okay.
So you have done the cadetship, you've done everything, you've cleared your exams. Now you step on the ship as a responsible officer with having such a big ship under your command for 8 hours. What is that feeling? I always get back to that first time. What was it like for you for the first watch when you kept on the bridge?
Okay. So as I said, I was fortunate enough on my cadetship itself. I kept watch for 19 months and right as a third mate. Because
Right.
there was no third
No
mate.
third mate.
So I was exactly doing third mate job, right?
Yes.
Either it's LSA, FFA work, or it is a navigation. Everything which a third mate would do
Right,
as
right.
per the SOP,
Yes.
I was doing it.
Right.
So when I become official third mate,
Yes.
first time,
Yes.
I was quite proficient in my work because I was already doing for 19-20 months. So
Right.
which helped me even passing my exams quickly.
Yeah.
Because
Correct.
you were doing it. So
Yes.
you don't have to worry, okay, weekly maintenance kya hai, monthly work kya hai. So you know the drill mein kya hota hai. Whatever all that thing, forward station mein what you can do, or aft station what you do, or in bridge if you're doing what is supposed to be. So all those things practically I was doing it. So it was very easy even during the orals and during the exam.
Right.
So it was, I would not say it was very excitement when I first went as a third mate for bridge watch.
Yes.
But yes, a sense of responsibility was bigger and a kind of more purer.
Right, sir.
Because at that time I was having in back of my mind, master is there.
Correct, sir.
I can always call him.
Absolutely.
Here also that thing is there. You as an officer can always call master. you
Yes.
can. But then you are now certified to keep a watch. So that responsibility was much clearer and much purer. That has helped to probably enhance your ability in a better way.
Right.
Refine your yourself in a better way. Here I would like to add that on my very first ship as a third mate,
Yes.
this is not many people knows, only very close, I think probably the company where I work
Yes.
knows it. On a very first ship that I joined, because again, the job opportunities were not much available. So whatever opportunity came to me, as I said, my goal was to become master
Right, sir.
as soon as possible. So I did not waited for ki I will get this vessel or that. Whichever vessel came on my way, I joined. Same company, Marlowe Navigation. So I got my first vessel wherein everybody was Chinese.
Wow.
I was the only Indian third mate.
We have to get in here, sir. How did you tackle this? Because it's a big language barrier first,
Exactly.
as you experienced. And you're the only Indian, which is a big factor also.
Yes,
that.
yes. The vessel name was Two King. I joined in Singapore, I remember. And everybody was Chinese. I was the only Indian. And I was not knowing that everybody is Chinese. I was knowing it's a Chinese ship.
Okay.
I was told it's a Chinese ship.
Yes.
But I was not knowing that I was the only Indian.
Wow.
So again, a lesson to all my fellow seafarers
Yes.
who wants to pursue this career and think it is so easy or something. You need to be adaptable. You need to be open to the challenges, because that is what this profession throws at you.
Right.
So when I went, of course, culture is different. Indian tradition, Chinese
Yes.
tradition.
Yes.
Tradition.
Yeah.
Food habits are different. We eat differently. They eat
Food.
differently. Food.
Yes.
Yes.
Big factor, sir.
Very big factor.
Yes.
So when I joined in Singapore, I think we were going to West Africa for discharge. And being only Indians, of course, captain was quite okay. I could speak probably only with captain.
Okay.
In a flow, a free flow English.
English, yes.
With chief officer, chief engineer, second mate, with little bit here and there, And you start with ni hao, like a good
Yes.
morning, like that, no?
Yeah.
And Jao Sang Hao, which is good afternoon. And like that, you have to start building your relationship. Something like you say,
Yes.
then he will also start taking interest in you teaching or at least understanding you. So my first companion used to be captain, because he could speak better English than others. But being only Indian on board ship is a challenge. So and then chief cook he doesn't know Indian food. So I used to cook myself. Has to have dal,
Yes.
and then chawal and the potato. These three was my common food for almost 4 or 5 months that I stayed on board ship.
And you were vegetarian.
Yes.
Wow.
Those days,
Yes,
yes. Those
yes.
days I used to be vegetarian.
Yes.
So then that used to be the first thing. And then I started eating egg.
Okay, yeah, because some nutrition.
Yes. So I
yes.
started eating. How many times you can eat rice? And
Yes,
all.
correct.
But then we carried some ready-made chapatis,
Right,
like
right.
that. Anyway, we that's what I said. This profession throws a situation which you have to adapt, and you have to see what best you can do and maneuver yourself within the circumstances that you have been. This was all going okay. We went to West Africa. We discharged the cargo, and then next trip was to Brazil to load sugar.
Okay.
While going from West Africa to Recife, I think, Brazil, there was, I think, 5 or 6 days of voyage, and vessel was carrying rice from Vietnam. So we used to, have the whole cleaning and all done,
Yes,
and
yes.
we have to pass. Brazil passing hold is not that easy. That too for the loading sugar. So we all were very busy getting this kind of cleaning and everything done, develop the watch so that maximum people can go on
Right.
deck and all that. That was happening. Now I tell you the story and the challenges which again the seafarers come across. We were at anchorage. We dropped anchor. We were at anchorage, and then very same day in the evening, we got a call, VHF call from port that there are some 5-6 people who have come to ashore and they say they are from your ship.
Oh. Wow.
And they were all from West Africa.
Oh,
So
no.
what they did, there were 6 stowaways
Oh.
which went onto the trunk.
Yeah, the rudder trunk?
Rudder trunk. So while the vessel was discharging, it was coming up.
Yes.
So enough space for them to get into that.
Yes.
I think 5 or 6, I don't remember exact number now. I think 6 people were there and all very tall. They went from Anchorage, swimming to jetty. The federal police has caught them and they kept them. And what they said is that they made an allegation, wrong allegation, I would say, that I came from so-and-so ship.
Yes.
The Chinese had not treated them. But the fact was nobody has
seen them.
Because
yes.
everybody was busy with road cleaning and all.
Yes.
So, and they were probably only knowing that there is a Chinese ship, so Chinese. Probably that is why they said. Anyway, there the human rights and everything is very strong. So next day police came, lot of investigation, then your statements, everybody's statement and all that thing. And it turns out to be a situation where captain has to get into the police custody. Yeah, investigation and police custody as well.
Oh.
And we all have to go through that one round of statement, second round of statement, blah, blah, blah.
Yes.
So it was going on and it went on for almost 3.5 months there, 4 months.
You were there at anchor?
Yeah, not anchor. No, we berthed alongside.
Alongside?
Yeah. Next day we berthed alongside. The authority came on board.
Yes.
And then it started this investigation and all that thing.
4 months you were alongside?
No.
So
vessel, as I said,
yes.
Yeah. So vessel came alongside.
Yes.
It started with normal investigations and all, statement and all.
Yes.
But it was not getting to a conclusion. So the company changed the entire crew.
Oh.
The vessel was released.
Yes.
And we stayed there.
You stayed there?
We all stayed with the entire crew.
Wow.
We all stayed there and captain was into the custody.
My God.
Yes. And being only Indian.
Yes.
And could speak English and third mate.
So you were the only medium?
Kind of
yes.
medium to translate. And there, Brazil, you have got Portuguese. They're also not very comfortable with English. But at least I was like kind of able to communicate whatever they were saying to the crew.
Yes.
And then through chief officer, through chief engineer, through second officer, that they will communicate into there. And then whatever they were saying, I used to. So I kind of worked for 3.5 months as a communicator. Later on, the embassy involved, the P&I involved, and everything sorted out, and we all came back home. But again, a leadership lesson that as a third mate, who would have expected that this is something which will come?
Right, sir. This is.
And though I was a third mate, but I was kind of leading all of them.
Yes, I understand. Like you are now the person they look up to. He will save us.
Correct. So again, while this investigation, everything was going on, what has helped us to remain calm, composed? What has helped me? I would say again, the meditation. And there was, in that particular center, Recife, there was this ISKCON centers were there.
ISKCON, yes.
ISKCON.
Yeah.
So I used to go every evening because we used to stay in hotel.
Okay.
We were not allowed to go travel back to our country because passports and all were with the immigration until these things were out. So but then you can roam around in the city, and then it was also a festival time. So a lot of Brazil is famous for all that festival, So we used to have, after some time it was like we become like a
Brazilian only.
Yeah. So again, what has helped us to kind of sustain those kind of whatever the hardship or whatever it has, is because we used to go to ISKCON, we used to meditate. I used to meditate, and then kind of taking. They used to come to me, with a hope that I will have some news.
Yes.
Because I was also communicating with the company. The company office was in Mumbai. So email and all was coming through me.
Right.
So most of the time I was like communicating through company, communicating to P&I lawyer, communicating to the criminal lawyer, communicating to the authorities.
Yes.
Also going and meeting to master who was in custody, taking food for him, taking fruits for him. This went on for about good 3.5 months, I think. So that was the time I was blessed by my first son, the elder son, Aryan.
Oh, so you were not at home, but you got a boy.
Boy,
yeah.
And 11 January he was born.
Yes.
And I think I remember. I think we came back on 4th or 5th March 2004.
Oh.
So then I was like, if I been on ships and all, probably I would have said, okay, fine, my vessel is not at anchor or not at port and all. I was right in the city. I wanted to come back, but because And there was nothing against me personally because
Yes.
I was not Chinese.
Correct,
So
correct.
everything was
Everything
Chinese.
was, yes.
But then I have to be there. I can't leave them because there was a communication which was required. There was someone who has to be there to communicate all sources.
Right.
So you can't leave in between. So I had to stay there till everything got sorted and took everybody, went to, I think, Hong Kong together with all the crew. And from Hong Kong, they went on to Shanghai, Dali, and from wherever
Yes.
they were, I came back to Mumbai. Taking team along, not only during the crisis, after the crisis, putting them into their right place, and then come back and do your own duty. Being your, being father, and you have.
I think so. This quality of yours has led you to becoming such a great, bringing you to such a great position in your life right now, which we all aspire to definitely. That's one of the greatest learnings from this, sir. And while you were talking about this, when your first child was born, see, a lot of seafarers I've spoken to, they say when your first child is born, you don't wish to come back at sea because that attachment and that bonding is so severe. But you were not there first, and when you went, and then you had to go back at sea after that.
Correct.
How was that transition in your mentality, sir?
Okay.
Yes.
So first ship again went back, and of course it was always when you become father, you will understand the feeling about it. The being the father and first child, you're always very kind of a great feeling, a different feeling.
Right.
I can't explain it, But then at that time I was little selfish. Very honest. I was little selfish. I was more towards I have to become captain. So immediately I came and I stayed. I finished my leave, whatever was leave was there, and I went back to my second ship as a second officer because there was nothing much that could I learn as third mate. So next vessel was second mate.
Yes.
So I went back as a second mate. And again, I finished my sea time because my first vessel was only sea time was 4.5 months.
Okay.
And remaining 4 months was like out at land.
Yes.
So no sea time, right?
Yes.
So I have to have I think those is 9 months of sea time you need for phase 1.
Okay.
And another 9 months for phase 2.
Phase 2, yes.
So you need to have 18 months of time. So I was remaining with almost 14 months.
Right.
So I said, fine, I'll try to finish as much as possible this time.
Yes.
So that I quickly can finish my phase 1 and phase 2. So I went and finished, I think 7 or 8 months in one ship and another remaining for 5 months in another ship. So quickly, in quick succession, I completed my sea time, what was required for mates.
Mates, yeah.
And then when I came back for mates, that was a time I would say I stayed together with the family because I carried my family to Kolkata where I finished my examination and all.
Yes.
So that was a time when I spent time with my with my son, I would say.
Right,
when
sir,
he was, I think, about 2.5 years.
Yes.
And
quite bonding.
yeah, quite.
Yes.
Then the bonding started.
Right, sir. Right. Okay. So, sir, how was your experience as a first-time master, and how much time did it take you from the first cadetship till your captain's first command?
Okay.
Yes.
So as I said, I joined in 99, first
Yes.
vessel in 17th of December 99, and I cleared my master in December 2009.
Okay.
And I got my first command in May 2010.
Wow. So
So I was very clear that
Yes.
when I become master, when I get my master license,
yes.
I will sail only as a master. So that I was very clear from the beginning only. Ki if government has certified me to
Yes.
be this officer,
Right.
I should be, capable enough, and company should also feel that is capable to carry out that particular duty. So
Right.
when I got my mate license, I
Yes.
was immediately promoted as mate.
Okay.
And when I got my master license, I was immediately promoted as master.
Right, sir.
So that was something I was dreaming right from last 10 years.
From the Ramjas
Correct.
there
correct.
till
Yeah.
now, and
Yeah.
Great,
So
sir.
almost 10 years it took
10
me
years,
from
yes.
cadet to master.
Yes.
And when I got my first command, and that was the day I said, okay, fine, now I have achieved. I have come. I have become what I wanted to become.
Yes.
And that was something which also gave me a sense of renunciation that, okay, fine, this is something which I wanted to achieve. Now I have achieved.
Right,
It
sir.
was a kind of complete satisfaction,
Right.
a kind of desirelessness condition that, okay, this is what I was
Right.
about to achieve. So I felt it.
Right, sir.
So I sailed for about, I got my command with 5-star shipping.
Okay.
So I sailed or as a master in almost all their vessels, all
Right, sir.
whether it is a Capesize, Panamax,
Okay.
Mahanosa,
Yes.
Maharthi, all those Maha vessels, and then Prema one.
Yes.
So I sailed as a master in all those ships, and touch wood, in entire my career as a master, I never had any kind of remarks from any PSC, any
Right.
AMSA, any Paris MOU, any USCG, never ever had.
Wow.
So I made sure
Hmm.
that with my team, with
Yes.
my company support and everybody's support, that
Right.
we are up to the mark wherein we can face any kind of inspections,
Right, sir.
and including cargo hold inspection.
yes.
We never had any sorts of. I never had any sorts of. So my biggest sea time is, I would say, largest sea time is as a master. So one as a cadet
Oh.
and one as a master.
Wow.
In between was
Yes.
only enough to
Transition.
finish my exam.
Hmm. So how? So in the captain, how much was it, sir?
So I sailed for about, I think, 28 or 29 months as a master.
Master. Wow.
Yeah, that was my longest sea time.
Longest
and
sea
then
time, yes.
chief cadet 25 months.
Yes, yes.
And then chief as a chief
This
officer
is
about
small,
13, 12, 13, 13, 14 months.
Right, sir.
And second month about whatever was required for chief med.
Right,
So
sir.
that was something which I said now I wanted to become master. And I will now enjoy why I wanted. No, so
Right.
I enjoyed a lot. Earlier it was like a transition period that I want to just do my job and become next.
Yes.
Next. One more thing, that while I was preparing myself to become master, I was fortunate enough to be always guided by very good officers.
Hmm.
I got very good masters throughout my career. I got very good chief engineers. I used to be a very good friend of chief engineer. When
Right.
I was cadet, I started
Yes,
with cadet.
you told, yes.
Third mate, second mate, master. Every time, even when I became master, my closest friend used to be chief engineer.
Wow.
And when I was chief officer, my closest friend used to be master and chief engineer.
Yeah.
I used to love, and they used to also love me. And those captain, those chief engineers who were senior to me, or when I became captain, those chief engineers are still in touch with me, who have sailed with me for 15 years back, 12 years back. Whenever they come to Mumbai, they definitely come and meet me.
So I think, sir, like yesterday I was speaking to another guest, that mentorship and that sense of network is very important. Like in your case, like you just explained,
Yes.
good mentorship from senior officers and great guidance and network from your people.
Yes,
right? sir?
it is very important. I must mention few name here.
Yeah.
Captain Michael,
Okay.
he is sailing right now with the Fleet Ship Management.
Yes. Yes.
He's still sailing because he loves sailing.
He
I
loves
always
sailing,
tell
okay.
him, you come back Asur
Yes,
Saab.
yes.
But he always said, no, I like
Alas.
sailing. And he loves sailing. And I spent about 2 months as his chief officer
Okay.
in Great Eastern Shipping.
Yes.
Jagrina was the vessel name.
Yes.
I was 2 months as his chief officer. He was a master.
Okay.
In these 2 months, we built up such a great rapport that it was in year 2008 and today 2024. In 16 years, our relationship, we don't need to talk every day, but our relationship has become so spiritual,
Right.
so close that we know everything about each other.
Yes. Got it, sir.
And after these 2 months, I got promoted as a master, and then we relieved each other for many ships, on many ships.
Right. Right.
But
Wow.
our relationship always remained like I
Like
was
a-
chief officer and he was a master.
Wow,
Though I
sir.
was relieving him
Yes,
and he was
as a
relieving
master,
me.
yes.
Master.
Yes.
On many ships we have relieved each other.
Yes,
Many ships. Same way, there was a chief engineer called, his name is Anil Singh. He's
Okay.
from Chhattisgarh.
Yes.
So he was a chief engineer, I was a master. So
Right.
somehow it happened that we were back to back on many ships together.
Got it, sir.
Chief
Got it.
engineer, master.
Yes.
And the atmosphere on board ship was like people used to say, we'll go that vessel. Master is, Captain Jha is a master. Like that. So chief engineer used to come.
Yes.
Other juniors used to come.
Right.
And that relationship continued even in shore job.
In the show. So coming to that point, sir, shore job. How did you transition into the shore? And do you still would like to go back to sea?
Okay.
Yes.
So, see, my first question, whether I would like to go back to sea? No,
Yeah.
I don't want to go back to sea because I have experienced and I have lived every moment. And my moment was always to become master, sail as a master across the globe, get a good name for me, get a good name for company, and always maintain a kind of level which everybody was kind of giving a reference.
Got it.
So and so ship never had. So and so captain. If Captain Jha is a captain, okay, rest assured. Company was also, Captain Divi Joshi is still there. He is in 5-star shipping. He is,
Okay.
Captain Mudaliar Saab, Captain Khajotia, all of them will watch. If I am there, okay, fine.
Yes.
Need
It'll taken
not,
care
yeah,
of.
he will
Yes.
do the best, because the training was under such a with the
sir.
great people like Captain Michael,
Right.
Bala Murli was chief officer, and then
Yes.
later on he became captain. I was his cadet and third
Yeah,
mate.
the chief mate.
Chief mate,
yes,
and then
yes.
later on he became captain. So I
Okay.
also served with him.
Oh,
So Captain Kamath, all those people have taught me enough
right. Sir.
and I was always said I was always aiming for master, so I was always learning from them, from master itself, from captain itself.
So benchmark was that
Yes,
master,
yeah.
what he's teaching, just go for
Yes.
that.
So go for that and learn from the best, learn from the master himself. Why to go in by
Yes, absolutely.
So learn from the master itself, the art of navigation, how he's bringing the vessel alongside, or how he's doing the navigation during the traffic and all. So I used to monitor, and I was fortunate enough that as a cadet I got 19-20 months.
Yes.
That was a very long period.
Long period, yes.
Wherein I used to be on the bridge, whether it is a Malacca State, whether it is a Shanghai,
Yes.
whether it is Singapore or English Channel or passing Suez Canal or whatever.
Right.
So that gives you a lot of wisdom and kind of confidence. When you
Right, sir.
actually become master, you know that how comfortably you can maneuver. Because
Right.
that is where kind of judgment is, that how good you are during the crisis. As a master, you will be kind of known as. So transition to the shore job.
Yes.
So my last ship was Prema 1, which was in year 2013. So while going to Prema 1, before going to Prema 1, there was an advertisement of DG Shipping, Directorate General of Shipping. They were looking for nautical surveyors.
Okay.
So the interview was conducted in Jahaj Bhavan. Those days the office used to be in the Bellard Pier.
Okay.
So in the VT area.
Okay.
So we were interviewed, and I gave interview and I went back to the ship. My contract was I think 4 months. By the time I finished my contract, I already got the. Luckily, I was kind of selected. I think there were 13 nautical surveyors were selected. But by the time we got us, though the interview was for the nautical surveyors, the appointment come because it was an ad hoc role.
Okay.
So appointment came as in the offer letter was for a nautical consultant.
Okay.
So while I was on ship only, I got the offer letter. I came back. And then I joined MMD Paradip, Mercantile Marine Department Paradip, as a nautical consultant. But actually, we were doing the same job as nautical surveyor would have been doing.
Okay.
So that was my first shore job.
Yes. How was it, sir, like getting into the core of the government's nautical procedures? And
Yes.
you were examiner also?
Yes. I was taking exam in Kolkata MMD because Paradip MMD comes under the Kolkata MMD.
Okay.
So we used to report to PO.
Yes.
PO was Captain Mandal at that time, and later on Captain Mr. Sinha was there.
Okay.
So yes, for first 2 weeks, our duty used to be at Kolkata MMD for the examinations.
Yes.
And orals and everything, and then going back for remaining 2 weeks to Paradip. So here I would like to add that, remember in the initially beginning I told you that being a Bihari there is always a kind UPSC, IAS banna hai, like that.
Yes.
So why shore job and why MMD? Why DG Shipping? Like that?
Yes.
So this was something which I thought we cannot go and become a proper UPSC. Time was not there, age was also not there. So what else? So then Merchant Navy, the shipping offers you this route that you can get into the administration through this kind of thing.
Right,
Those days UPSC exams, I think there was some, I think rules were not clear. So UPSC were not conducting exams. And so all the appointments were ad hoc kind of thing.
Got it.
After that only the UPSC started to conduct. I think the rules and regulations become streamlined and they started conducting. So our time was I think last batch for ad hoc.
Okay.
So I said, fine, let me experience again, because it was having in me always aspiration that, I missed. I joined shipping, but I missed the administration because that was also in my mind. That is why we came to Mumbai, Delhi, Delhi University, Ramjas College.
Yes.
That ultimately we could appear for UPSC, become IAS. So I said, fine, cannot become IAS, but at least I can get into the administration, Indian Maritime Administration.
Yes.
So when the opportunity came, appeared for the exams, we cleared the orals, we got the appointment, and I joined MMD Paradip. It was like a dream come true, frankly speaking, because same MMD I have done my all exams, my second mate, mates, and masters. And same MMD, same room, I was sitting as a surveyor,
Wow.
taking orals
Taking
for
oral.
second mate.
How was it, sir? You must remember your time, how tough sometime it gets.
I remember that how big
Yes.
line, big queue,
Big
you have
queue
to wait, go outside, come back again.
Yes.
This is not ready, that is not. So
Correct.
everything was getting in a flashback.
Yes.
So when we sat on that chair, yes. So the feeling came, okay, fine, what best we can do to avoid those kind of experiences which I have gone through.
Right, sir, right.
Those days.
Yes.
So it was always to work again,
Yes.
whether as a chief officer, as a master, that what training I got and what modification I could do to make sure that my cadets,
Yes.
my third mate, my second mate,
Right,
my
sir.
mates could become better than what I was at that time.
Absolutely.
The same thing I continued here also, and it was like what best I could do, what else I could do. So we did things. I mean, a lot
Right,
of my
sir.
batchmates used to come.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, your friends must be coming.
GOC में sign. So
Yes,
fine.
yes.
So it was kind of
Yes.
good experience, I would say.
Yes.
And then going back to Paradip, when you are in MMD, you have a certain number of vessels that you have to inspect as a flag state
Okay.
inspector
Okay.
and as a port state of inspector. There is a target that you have to give. Let's say 8 vessels. 4 as a FSI. 4. So you have to also inspect 8 vessels. You have to come back to Kolkata, conduct exams.
Right.
Chart work used to be
Examining the chart work.
examining chart work
Yes.
and like that. So it was full of experiences,
Right,
and
sir.
it was something which was very exciting. Learning again, and then understanding the real other side of the shipping.
Right.
Because right now you as a cadet, as a
Yes.
second mate, as a master, you're other side of the chair.
Correct.
So you do not know what else is going behind that chair.
Yes, yes.
So you understood the entire process. Again, how the vessel gets registry, what other aspects of maritime administration. So it kind of gave me a broader perspective,
Right, sir.
wherein I was knowing about sailing job. I know how to load cargo. I know how to navigate from A to B and whatever. Teamwork, everything, all the leadership lessons that we learned on shipping. But there was much to learn on the other side.
Got it, sir.
So that has helped. And it
Yeah.
was always, again, something or the thing, new thing that you are learning every day.
You know, when you were talking like this, I had a question. Can you give some advice to the young cadets right now how to pass the MMD surveying orals?
Okay.
Yes.
So
Yes.
whenever this kind of questions comes to me,
Yes.
my simple suggestion, because I used to take
Correct.
orals as an internal, and
Correct.
now I'm not going much, but
Yes.
I'm still a part of that external
Right,
surveyors, but hardly conduct nowadays. We don't get enough time. But when I used to be
Yes.
taking orals, and when I used to meet cadets or second mate and all, or even now when they're coming to advice, my simple question to them is that what is that you are appearing for? So for example, you are appearing for second mate. So what is that the surveyor would like to know from you? That you are already a second mate. Right? Because he is giving you
Correct.
a certificate.
Correct.
And he is expecting you to work or behave or speak like a second mate.
Right.
So if you have kind of experience or you have kind of knowledge which kind of give them confidence that yes, this gentleman that I am talking with is a second mate.
Right.
So there will be no hesitation in
Right, sir.
them to
Right.
pass you.
Right.
But if they feel you are still talking like a cadet or a trainees, then they say, fine, gentlemen, you lack on certain points.
Right, sir.
You do have to refresh your memories
Yes.
or whatever. Come back again. So this goes on for every rank, I would say. Even for mates, master, forget about MMD orals, even in sole job. What is that you are appearing for? Is you should be already
you become
being
that.
Yes.
And then
only it's just certifying now.
Yes, absolutely.
Because you have already passed your returns.
Correct.
You have already cleared your sea time, what is required.
Correct.
So what is left now?
The
It is-
attitude. Can I say like it's in the attitude of being an officer as a chief officer, suppose, and then the knowledge. Is it like that? Yeah.
Knowledge wise, I would say you have already passed return.
Right.
So I will not say, of course, they will definitely judge your knowledge for
Yes,
sure.
yes.
But I think it is more of a asset ki if given a situation, how would you react? What will be your response? Whether you are reacting or you are responding.
Right, sir.
Whether you are adapting to the situation. They will see your facial expression.
Yes,
They will
yes.
see your
Body language.
body language.
Yes.
And then are you talking sense? Or are you just replying something because you have to reply, sir?
Right.
They are smart. These surveyors are not, from.
I can
they are from
imagine.
the academia.
Yes.
They are from the same background.
Yes.
They know better than us. So they will exactly know
Yes.
what you know and what you do not know. And if they want to know that what you do not know, they will ask you the questions about that.
Yes.
So you have to be very careful what you are answering.
Right, sir.
Don't give them a chance to ask what you do not know. You have to play very smartly. And you should tell, if you know it, sir, this is what I know about this. If something which you know, sir, I'm not able to recall now.
Right.
Maybe I will recall and I will tell you. Or maybe, can I guess? Can I make an attempt to explain this is what I feel is mean to me? It may be right. So this is the way that they will say, okay, fine, this gentleman is trying to say, let's see what he is saying.
I think people who are watching this, cadets, I'm very grateful you said this, because, of course, you being in that position.
Yeah, I have seen it because I was at this chair side of that other side.
Correct. So I think very happy that you shared this with so many of the cadets do watch and keep asking me, so how to pass MD. So coming straight from you is something which I also wanted to get. So that's,
remember, those MMD surveys are only to pass you.
Correct.
This conception has to be clearly understood.
Right, sir.
Those surveyors are there to pass you. Sooner or later you will pass.
Yes.
So what will make them not to pass this time?
Correct.
Only thing that will make them not to pass this time, whether they feel that you are not chief officer now. You have still to work to become chief officer.
Right.
So when you are going as a chief officer, fine, go ahead.
On that note, sir, when you switched from the ship to shore, there's always a financial difference, right? On the ship, as a master, you must be earning a lot of money, like $10,000 plus. In the shore, I'm sure it's not like that.
Definitely not.
Right? So how did you manage your finances?
Okay.
Yes.
So one advice that I give to all, that whenever you are planning to come ashore, because I made that mistake, so I can tell you what you should not do. You make sure that you have enough saving, because your shore job, whatever, whether it is a government, so anyway is not a very high paying master. Even the private job that you will take, whether it's a manning superintendent or technical superintendent, the salary level will not be matching with whatever you will earn as a chief engineer or as a master. It will never match. Because ashore you have to pay tax also. Normally on ships you maintain NRI status. So you don't have to pay tax.
Yes.
And so you should have a good bank balance. Now this good or sufficient will vary from person to person. People like us who are from the villages, even the small is enough.
Yes, I understand.
Because our means are very limited.
Yes.
So you have to see it for yourself, what is enough for you. Once you find that is enough, be rest assured, when you come ashore, you will not be able to save much for initial few years. Because you are again starting your journey as a cadet kind of thing. When you are coming ashore, it's like for shore job, it's like as cadet.
Like 0,
Yes,
and then...
and again it will take 10 years to reach on to top. When you started your career as a cadet, till you become master, it takes 10 years.
10 years, yes.
Similarly, when you come ashore, it will take about 10 years to go to the top. Yes. If you are again working hard and proving yourself.
Right.
So in my case, my 1 month salary, what I was drawing when I left, was equivalent to my 12 months salary what I was getting in government.
Oh no. yes, I can
more
imagine.
Or less, yes. So it was like so then I moved out from the government job because EMI itself was taking care of more than what I was drawing it.
Yes.
So I resigned and then I moved to Mumbai in 2015.
Okay.
So from 13 to 15 May, I was in MMD Paradip.
Yes.
15th June, I moved to Mumbai. But as said, in that 1.5 year, I learned a lot. Which is helping even now. So whatever I have learned during shipping, during sailing, plus whatever I learned during the MMD job.
I think, sir, from you, what I learned the most is like there is a big drive always to reach the top.
Yes.
And that has kept the momentum. Until you do it, you keep the same momentum till the end.
Yes.
So that's one.
Keep doing.
One big learning. Second is the help of meditation and various practices. I want to go into that, but I think that is a whole podcast altogether because it's a very wide subject, sir, right? If you're into spirituality, you are, like you said. Let's go that another time with hardcore spiritual aspects, because I think you and I can discuss
Yes, yes.
great lengths on that. Just before concluding, I saw a story on your WhatsApp today about the Farnham Street quote, where it was quoted that if you concentrate too much on the competition, then you yourself lose out, and in the end you become like the competition itself. You don't stand out. If I'm
Exactly.
if I'm correct.
Exactly.
So what made you say that? Like, is this you apply in your life as well?
Yes, yes. So before I go to that question, I'll
Yes.
just finish it off on my career progression.
Yes, sir.
So again, everything was going
Right,
well.
right.
Then the Kanu
Yes,
wanted
yes.
to come. Kanu
Right.
was not in India.
Okay.
So they wanted to come.
Yes.
So they approached me and we
Yes.
kind of get
Right,
into
right.
this agreement that I will join.
Hmm.
And I was the first employee and the only employee. So I
okay.
am now again taking
Oh.
a risk of having a team, 13, 14 offices, having
Right.
a team of 100 people,
Right.
13, 14 direct reports, including CA and everybody,
Hmm.
to a new organization which is not present in India.
Wow.
So I enrolled Karanvir Shipping into the corporate ministry from my home where I stay because
Yes.
there was no office.
Yes. Yes.
And I again took a challenge. Okay, fine. I have learned now ship
Wow.
agency and everything. Now it's time to replicate whether I'm able to do it again.
Wow.
So there I was having a solid team, which was like a system was in place, and I
Yes.
could kind of monitor and do it better. Now it was a time to really see whether I can really do it. So again, I started
Challenged yourself.
Yes. So again, I started Karanvir Shipping in India in 2019, and first I was the first and all employee of Karanvir Shipping, and today we have office all across India and one of the leading agent.
Wow.
And I would like to mention here,
Yes.
we were the first agent in India during the COVID who
Okay.
could do the crew change. First agent to do crew vaccination in India for Indian seafarers as well as foreign seafarers. I was the
yes.
one who was kind of leading it, and everybody was kind of following it. So many
Yes.
things which we did it with a small team of 3 or 4 people at that time during
Right,
the
sir.
COVID.
Right.
It was 19 we started company, and the COVID came in, and then everything was stuck,
Yes.
and there was no crew change, nothing happening. So then, thanks to Digi Shipping, thanks to Government of India, they started to giving SOPs. We started to follow SOPs, and we were the first one to do crew change at many places, including foreign nationals. I was the one who started crew vaccination on board ship.
Wow.
So that is something which I wanted to mention because
Yes.
this shows again the drive to give back to the society.
Beautiful,
During
sir.
that time when everybody was like nobody wanted to go out
Right, sir,
and,
right.
and take risk. So we did that, and even I think in cruise vessels also we did it.
Wow.
The vaccination to the cruise vessel I did in Mumbai port. I myself went with the doctor's team and all. So those are the things keep you kind of engaging yourself and to become better and better version of yourself. And here is the answer to your question,
Yes.
the
yes.
quote
Yes.
that if I start to compete with you or somebody,
Right,
I
right.
will be only focusing on that. But what I do is, or what one should do is, start competing with yourself. And that comes only when you are meditating, because then you are kind of witnessing to, or you are becoming more and more aware. So your awareness increases as your awareness becomes higher and higher.
Right.
Your consciousness also gets expanding. It gets expanding.
That's where when you said witness, when you witness the mind.
Yes.
But sir, I think there's a lot in you which has to come out, which I can already feel that when you get into the witness
Yes.
consciousness
Yes, yes.
and all, dharma and all of this, so many. I would love for you to come back here again.
It will be always my pleasure. Yeah.
Yes, and talk about this, sir, in depth, because now people have seen that a seafarer like you and at such an esteemed position now, talking about this
Yes.
is something which I also want to hold on to, and I'm sure the aspirants who are here,
I'm sure.
Right, sir.
Everybody, and it will help everyone.
it'll help. So, any last advice for the youngsters watching? Anything you want to convey, or anything you have in mind for me, perhaps?
Okay, I mean,
Yes.
you are already doing excellent, Karanvir, and you are also doing the same thing, which probably I am doing in a different angle. You are doing in a different, because you want to give back to the society,
Right.
to the industry that you are from. So
Right.
I also have the same thing.
Right.
So my only suggestion is that you keep challenging yourself. The second point that I would like to mention is that never underestimate yourself. Many people will say, okay, you don't have it. You are too probably not enough. You do not have that kind of quality. Never ever underestimate yourself.
Right, sir.
You have everything that anybody else have. Probably you have to identify, and which is again is very easy. We all know what is our drawbacks.
Absolutely.
It is only when you start to accepting this is my drawback and accepting and then recorrecting yourself.
Right.
So I always say, okay, fine, education is needed. You also have to sharpen your knowledge.
Yes.
But whether those knowledge are really applicable today. So you have to relearn, unlearn, and probably relearn again. So something which is really needed, you need to adapt, you need to learn. Something which is not needed, just leave it,
Discard.
just scrap it.
Right, sir.
You have to keep refining yourself.
Right.
And then only you will be able to challenge yourself and never ever hesitate to challenge yourself. And your competition is only with you. Become a best version of yourself. Always. When I am talking today, when I am here,
Yes,
I am
sir.
giving my best.
Absolutely.
This
sir.
is my best.
Absolutely.
Tomorrow when I will be there, probably better than this.
Right,
So every time you give your best version.
Yes.
And one more advice, that don't wait to become master or chief officer to behave like a master or chief officer. You are already there. When you enter into the system,
Yes.
you think that you are there. You can always see how they behave, how they talk, how the surveyor talks, how the master talks, how the chief engineer talks. What is stopping you to talk like that? Or what is stopping you to behave like that? So if you start to adopt that kind of mentality, trust me, sky is the limit. You will never ever lose anything in your life. Because you are already not waiting for that to become.
Right.
That designation will be a kind of known to you, not you will be known from that designation.
Captain Amresh, thank you so much for coming here and being so honest and open about things. And I learned a lot from you, being very a lot, especially the thing where you kept a goal, a 10-year goal, and kept at it constantly. And that's where you are a director now of a big company.
Yes.
And the other things which you have down there. Thank you again, sir. And yes, you will have to come back because there is a big topic which we have not touched.
Yes.
And I think that's the backbone
Of everything.
Of
yes.
everything.
Yes, I agree. And I'm always ready to come back, Karanvir. And thank you very much for having me.
Thank you,
I
sir.
must congratulate you for all the good work that you are doing.
Thank you, sir.
And I will be happy to contribute in whatever way that I can. I will be happy to come back whenever you feel. Just give a call. I'm
Appreciate it, sir.
a call away. Thank you.
Thank you
very
so much again, sir. Thank you. So that was the episode with Captain Amresh. Lots of learnings. Do let me know in the comment section who all you would like to see on this platform. And most importantly, do give it a thumbs up and share the video, because like this, we spread awareness of what shipping is all about. Thank you.